Hello and welcome to today's live stream. So today's topic is about the illusion of becoming super rich, the delusion of money. Okay, so here when I say super rich, it is the top 100 people or top 1,000 people who are the most wealthy. Okay, so this is impossible that somebody can become super rich. Okay. Um, so it's 0.01% of the top who control the world today. Okay, it doesn't matter how smart, how hardworking, or how lucky you are. Even if you have all three things combined in you, it is not possible to become the top rich group, part of the top rich group. Okay, let's see. So if you are a salaried person or you are a professional, you can forget about it. It is not possible for you to become very rich. I mean, leave the possibility of becoming super rich. Okay, so the only possibility of becoming really rich is to start a company and start creating value at a large scale, right? Even if you start a successful not a successful, even if you have a startup company, then the chances of you the company becoming successful is just 0.5%, which is 1 in 200 companies. Okay, 199 companies are going to fold and only one company will even make profit and survive. Okay, so if you are really hardworking and you are smart, then you will be starting a company and run it. Even then your chances of becoming successful, let alone becoming rich, is only 0.5%. So startups are mostly hard work, I would say 80%, and 5% is just the idea. uh, but many people think if you have great idea you will have a successful startup. This is not really the case. I would say only 5% counts for the idea. Rest 80% is hard work, and you need to have a lot of luck also. I can say this from my own experience of getting involved in more than four startups so far. Okay, so this is the arts of somebody who is smart and working hard to become rich, even let alone becoming super rich. So wealth is extremely concentrated today. So in a previous presentation we saw about that. We will quickly review this today as well. So it is the basic nature of money. You cannot do anything about it. It really doesn't matter whether you are living in a capitalistic society or under a communism or under a socialistic structure. It really doesn't matter. As long as there is money, which represents value exchange among people, wealth is going to concentrate in only a few people's hands. Okay, so the wealth will get wealthier and the poor people will get poorer. That is a very nature of money. Okay, the more wealth you have, faster it grows. Not only you have more wealth, but it will grow faster. From $100 to $1,000, it may take you 6 months, but from 1 million to 2 million, it may not take 6 months, it may just take a few weeks. That is how it works. So not only that, the wealthier families, they have more income from their inheritance. This is a very important factor which we will see more details about. Okay, so now let us look at the global distribution of wealth. So if you look at the top 0.001%, which is very small, they own 30% of the wealth, the world's wealth. And the next 0.01%, if you go up, they own about 19%. And then next to 0.1%, they hold 32%. And the bottom 99.9%, they hold only 19% of the world's wealth. Okay, you can see the how wealth has been extremely concentrated. The top 0.001%, only a few thousand people, they hold 30%, while 99.9%, which is nearly 7.5 billion people, they actually own only 19% of the world's wealth. Okay, so take a hard look at these numbers. you can understand how concentrated wealth is in today's world. Not only that, add to it the fact that more than 70% of the world's wealth is actually inherited. It is not earned. It is not earned through hard work, entrepreneurship, or whatever, or professional earning. It doesn't matter. 70% of the world's wealth is inherited. The father passes it on to their kids. Okay, so inheritances always go up because those who are inheriting the wealth, their wealth starts increasing faster due to the nature of money and wealth concentration. Okay, it is not going to reduce anytime soon. So, unfortunately, people still continue to believe that hard work can make them fairly wealthy. Let us look at the list of millionaires in United States. If you look at it, 80% of the millionaires today, they have inherited money. Okay, so it's not that they have made it out all by themselves. That is not the case. 80% of them already had inherited money, and they also made themselves a millionaire. Okay, and even among that, the all the millionaires, only 41% are even working. Rest of the people, the rest is nearly 60%, are just sitting around at home doing nothing, and they continue to be millionaires. Okay, and but if you go and ask the common people, or even those people who are millionaires, what do you think? Is your wealth due to your hard work? They say 95% of the people say yes. You can become very wealthy if you work really hard. It is very unfortunate, but this is how today's the perception is. Okay, there is a massive gap between the reality and the perception about that reality. Now, if you look at the country-wise inheritance, okay, so here you can see that from 1900s to 2010, x-axis, on the y-axis it is the stock of inherited wealth in percentage of total wealth. And these curves represent different countries. So the green is Germany, blue is France, and this is Switzerland, and this is United Kingdom. And these lines show the 30-year moving averages. Okay, so if this number means it's an average of the last 30 years of inheritance, that is the average is shown over here. As you can see, the moving averages are actually increasing over time, and this is only up to 2010. So by 2020 these numbers are way higher. Okay, so today I would take a guess that this number would be more than 90%. Okay, so today you can fairly say that over 90% of the world's wealth is inherited. It is not earned. Only 10% is earned through hard work. Okay, this is a eye-opening chart. Okay, so it's an amazing chart. So just to give an example of India, we saw the other major countries in the last slide. Here, if you look at wealth pyramid of India, most of the people, 92% of the people have less than $10,000. That is their total wealth. Okay, that is all the wealth they have, which includes cash, all the possessions they have. That is only $10,000. And as you move up this one, this pyramid, you have only 1,000 people who have wealth between 50 million to 100 million. Okay, so at the very top, you have anybody who has more than 100 million is only 760 people in a population of 1.3 billion people. Okay, it's an amazing pyramid. So here also you can see that the level of wealth concentration is extremely high. Okay, today it is extremely concentrated. So higher income families, they have higher percentage of inheritance also, which means today if you do not have inheritance, it is practically impossible for you to become even rich. Forget about super rich. Okay, so wealth concentration is increasingly being driven by inheritance alone. Okay, here is proof for that. So this graph represents average lifetime inheritance for different income groups. Okay, so this 10 to 20k, meaning yearly they are earning 10 to 20k, and their level of inheritance is only so much. So as the income increases, you can see that the inheritance also keeps on growing. Okay, so if somebody has a $5 million worth of income, then they already have a massive amount of inheritance with them. Okay, so this graph clearly shows the relationship between the income increase in relation to inheritance increase. So where are they investing this inherited wealth? Are they just throwing it away in parties and buying luxury stuff? Unfortunately, that is not the case. If they are just throwing away that money, then other people will get that money, and then inheritance influence on becoming rich will reduce. But unfortunately, this is not the case. People who inherit wealth, they are wisely spending that money. Okay, so while the middle class and the poor, they simply spend all their earnings, whereas the inherited wealth gets actually invested very wisely. So here is a breakdown of the average inheritance. This is in the United States. You can see that 27% is held in cash, gold, silver, all the liquid assets, and then 27% again is invested in equities and public holdings. Okay, so this money is going to continue earning because this is invested in business. And same way, 40% is tied up in privately held businesses. Again, this is going to continue to earn because these are businesses. These are not static assets, right? So they will continue to earn. And only 6% is locked up in static assets such as real estate and luxury investments. No rich people actually invest that much in luxury investments. Okay, so the only the middle class and the poor people and what do you say, semi-rich people, they imagine that, yeah, if I become very rich, I will have all kind of luxuries. But those people who really have the money and wealth, they put very little money in actual luxury investments. Okay, they actually pump in their money into these further money making instruments. So this is how the inherited wealth is being spent very wisely. Okay, so this again is going to add to the wealth concentration. So more wealth you have. Okay, so up to this point you saw how inheritance plays a major role. Okay, now the more wealth you have, faster it grows. Okay, it is so because of this phenomena, it is impossible for a lower wealth person or family to catch up with higher wealth. This is extremely important to understand. Right? Suppose you are starting from a scratch and you are starting a business, right? From the scratch, zero, and then you build up. You build with your hard work and innovation and smart working and business contact and so on and so forth. You grow your company much larger. Let's say you actually make it into $1 million venture. Now, the value of your company is going to be decided by those people who are coming to buy your company out. Okay, so only when you sell your company, you can become super rich. If you do not at all sell your company, then the value is locked into the venture. You will not be able to enjoy that asset at all. So when you sell it to somebody else, whoever is buying your venture, they decide how much of value your venture holds. Okay, so obviously they need to have that kind of money to buy. So whoever is buying your business, they expect to make more money than what they are paying you from that particular business over time. Okay, so which means that they will earn more money than you have earned so far, including the money you are being paid to sell out your venture by those people who are buying it, right? So they are going to make much more money. Okay, so because of this, the higher up in the value chain, they get more and more wealth. Okay, even if you do a particular venture which directly talks to the people, okay, it's like, let's say Amazon. Just like Amazon, you start a business and you collect money directly from the general population. Even then, uh, nobody, the people already at the top, they are not going to allow you to become larger than a certain size, because they already own the system. They already own the political system, the licensing systems, pretty much everything. All the business, large businesses, they already own it. So they are not going to allow you to grow beyond your size. Either you will be offered as a buyout, or they will simply make sure that nobody buys from you. They will set their business. They will what do you say, manipulate the business environment in such a way that those who are in control, they just simply ignore you, so you will get out. Again, all of this will increase the wealth concentration. This is obviously a rigged system, right? So the people at the top, they will remain at the top. There is no way you can break through. uh, and because of all this, the people at the top continue to get more and more wealth. And what are they going to do? They are going to leave that as inheritance to the next generation of children. So the inheritance goes up. That inheritance grows faster and faster, because more money you have, faster it grows, right? And the cycle continues like that. So, for example, here is the effect of this phenomena in action, right? So this shows that earnings the earnings by the top 1% and the bottom 50% over a period of 1989 to 2018. Okay, as you can see, the top 1% grew their wealth in 1989 over $8.4 trillion. Okay, but the same top 1% grew their wealth by a whopping $29.5 trillion by 2018. Okay, the same 1%. Their rate of earning continues to increase. This is exactly what we mean by wealth concentration. Of course, this also includes inflation and other factors, productivity increase and other factors. But then that should reflect on the bottom 50% also. But that is not the case. If you look at it, the bottom 50% in 1989 grew only $0.7 trillion dollars, and whereas by 2018 they are actually having negative growth. They actually were spending money. Okay, so that's the bottom 50%. Whereas the top 1% are earning $29.5 trillion. So even today, the 1 month of crash because of this fake epidemic, COVID, blah blah, the rich got extremely super rich by 600, nearly $1 trillion. They got richer, and then all the small businesses and the poorer people got, I mean, completely decimated. They are left with very little cash now. Okay, so just to quickly recap, we live in a wealth concentrated world. It is really impossible to become super rich, because existing super rich will grow bigger and they also grow faster. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter, because they are in power. And by growing bigger and faster, they continue to move the goalpost, the very definition of super rich, right? The number will keep on increasing and you will never be able to catch up. There's no amount of hard work, innovation, luck, or any other skills you can have, even a group of you can have, that will make you super rich. Because the value of any work and assets you create, any services that you create, it is decided by those already having the money to pay for that kind of ventures. Okay, so you will never be able to overtake them. So as wealth grows, inheritance continues to grow, and the current levels of inheritance is incredibly high, as we can see, because the wealth is extremely concentrated. So inheritance is the only way to be super rich in today's world. So this is the reality. It has happened a long time ago. It is not a recent phenomenon. It has happened a long time ago, because wealth concentration has happened a long time ago itself. Okay. So what is the current state then? The super rich has no way to go, but they have to become a closed group because there are only very few people. Yeah, some estimates say that it is only some 8,000 families altogether. They control the top wealth of the world, and they have been forming secret societies to safeguard their wealth because uh, secrecy is practically the only way they can actually safeguard their wealth. Otherwise, society at large, if they wake up, then it becomes difficult, right? And they have the complete control over political systems, police systems, military industrial complexes across all the countries, and entertainment, especially all your entertainment and news. It is all owned by these groups. Okay, so they are loosely called as Illuminati or the Cabal. So that is their name. So the only way they can keep their wealth is to keep people in ignorance and keep them in kind of a delusion that they are actually living in a open, equal opportunity and free world where anyone can get super rich. If people break through this illusion, then they will wake up and say that, man, it doesn't matter what I'm going to do. I'm not going to become super rich. So why? I mean, what happened? Why are we like this? Then they will start asking questions. And then why are the people telling me that this is a free and open society, right? All these questions will come up. So they are not going to allow that to happen. So through entertainment, fake news, and through many psychological operations, they will fear mongering. They are going to keep the people deluded, right? So they will keep the masses working hard so that these people continue to add to wealth creation, and inevitably this wealth will concentrate at the very top only. There is no other way. Okay. So, what are these secret societies? Today, there are a few, right? Freemasons is the largest society controlling most of the businesses. So, some of the secret societies they focus on certain aspects of the whole game, right? Freemasons they focus on the business engagements. They own most of the top businesses, and then there is this Skull and Bones society, which is politically oriented. They control the top political game. And then you have Bilderberg Group. So this is mostly to do with your military industrial complex, politics in general, and a lot of strategic things, right? And today, that all these countries, the very notion of a country is just a illusion. It is just another big illusion, just like super rich illusion, right? It's just another illusion. The notion of country is not necessary, and it is just a fake boundary created by these people who just divide and conquer. That is the only purpose of countries. And then there is Council of Foreign Relations. So this is to keep control of the international affairs and so on and so forth. You have many other spiritual religions, spiritual organizations such as the Vatican and other things. So they keep control of the religions. And you have organized sports, right? You have IFL, International Cricket Council, and so on and so forth. So these groups they control sports. Okay, and you have news and entertainment. You have National Amusements, Disney, Time Warner, Comcast, News Corp, Sony. So these six companies, right? They own pretty much everything across the world. All the news and all the entertainment you see, they are owned by these. And if you trace who finally owns all of these corporations, it is just some 15 people. That's it. 15 families and people own these things and control. And of course, you have this world central banks such as the Federal Reserve, Reserve Bank of India, and so on and so forth. These are all privately controlled organizations. Of course, in India, they maintain that another delusion that yeah, it is owned by government of India, even though it is on paper supposed to be owned by government of India, is the same set of people who are put in the top. or those people who are agreeable to be a puppet. Only those people are put in positions of power, and the same people continue to control the world. Uh, so, but there is only so much wealth. Okay, so our desire for wealth is practically insatiable, unfortunately, because it is driven by fear and what do you say, and a desire to dominate, to control everything that we see. But there is only so much wealth available in the world, so it is not going to satisfy anybody, even one person's desire for wealth. Okay, but as a society, if we continue to harbor this desire for wealth and it keeps on growing, but there is nothing else but ourselves to consume. Okay, we start consuming ourselves as a society. That is the really thing. That is the only thing which is actually happening, right? It is like a snake eating itself. So you see this, they have put up this symbol. Even explicitly they have put this statue or carving, whatever. So here is a snake eating itself. This is the only thing which we can do, because there is nothing else. We are the only people. We are the only society in this world. So we eat ourselves. So if you want to really break this, we need to reinvent the way we exchange value. Okay, so we have to reinvent the way our structure, the social fabric really works, and it has to be without money. The moment we engage with money, then we have a huge problem. Okay, so perhaps how this is possible and some of the models we can explore, that is for another day to talk about. Okay, so that is it. So today is a very short session, but yeah, rather very important one. So unlike movies where there is always a solution, right? Hero rescues everything at the end of the day. But in real life, we are in this situation which is completely stuck. We have to reinvent everything. Actually, there is no other way. Okay. So these are some of my previous presentations. You can look at it. I don't know how long I will be there on Facebook or YouTube because of the controversial content I'm presenting. So you can find me on BitChute as well. Okay. So that's it, and thank you for listening.